Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of January 18th through the 24th. And during that time, we have a new moon, and that's, of course, a time for a fresh start, a time for new beginnings, maybe learn a new skill or start any new work. Also, a good time to make new decisions. So keep that in mind. We then move into the waxing crescent moon for the rest of the week. And that's just a time of heightened senses, a good time to execute those things that we've just started, live up to your expectations and your intentions. So keep those moon energies in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter, Scorpio. So, as always, please take what resonates today and leave what doesn't on the table for someone else. And your overall message for this reading, Scorpio, is a win-win outcome is forecast. All right, let's see what the Scorpio Collective has going on for the week. As I'm shuffling, my fun weekly reminder this week is that you take the time to learn something new. That of course goes along with this moon energy. Just pick a topic that you've maybe had some interest in and take the time to just do a really deep dive and focus on it. A lot of times as adults, we just forget to do that, right? I feel like I'm learning something new every day, but to really learn something, and maybe it's like a historical thing that you're like, what really happened there? Go pick up a book and read about it, or, find a lecture, find some way to just educate yourself on that particular topic. It's something that just, as adults, sometimes we just run out of time to do, or we're on our phones scrolling. I really try not to do that, but, um, just anyway, that's my fun advice for you is just really absorb a thing. Take a time and just learn about it and absorb it. So, all right, let's get into this reading. I will stop babbling. I promise you, Scorpio. January 18th through the 24th, a win-win outcome is forecast. And your overall present energy right now is the Wheel of Fortune. And of course, that's definitely a winner right there. If you're a gambling person, it might be time to, buy a lottery ticket or something this week. The Wheel of Fortune is about are evolving. It's how life evolves. It's how, you know, what am I trying to say here? That life today isn't, one little thing can change and your life is totally different tomorrow. This a lot of times these things are internal. Sometimes they're external, but sometimes it's just our attitude changes or something, and you just wake up tomorrow and you're just a little bit different of a person. So looks like you've got some of that going on. Some sort of evolvement, some sort of something coming through, but you're ready for some sort of opportunity, or you've been evaluating things, and again, it could be inner, it could be outer. So many things that change our lives in just the blink of an eye. Your current situation is the 10 of Cups. So I love this, a win-win outcome. It looks like a win for everybody, for your family, for you. Again, if I was a lottery person, I'd be buying a lottery ticket for sure. At the root of this situation is that you're feeling a little bit of this is the 6 of Wands, and this is kind of feeling like you're kind of on top of things and you're being recognized for some accomplishments, or for just how you're living your life, and that feels really good, and that can also play into a positive attitude. It takes one nice word from someone that says, hey, guess what, you're doing a great job. That feels so good. And that can make you wake up the next morning a new person. So hopefully there are people around you that are recognizing the good that you're doing, and the fact that you're whatever it is that you're up to, Scorpio, because you're definitely feeling that. That's at the root of all of this. In your recent past is the 6 of Cups. So, recent past is about, this card is about feeling a little nostalgic, or it could be that something triggered maybe a thought about your past recently, and this is kind of the reason for this change or this evolvement. And this could just be, I'm going to use just gratitude as an example, that you may think back to your childhood, and maybe people that you're still in contact with, some people that you grew up with, or just people in your family, people that you were around, and maybe their life isn't as blessed as yours, and you're kind of doing that. Oh, I'm so lucky because, and you can list those things and really be grateful about it. But it's, I feel like there's something has triggered some mindset from you in the past. Maybe it was the opposite. Maybe you had someone from your past that did tell you, hey, I can't believe you're amazing. You're doing an amazing job with your life, and it did kind of spur you on. So I don't like people to compare, but we all kind of do it, right? So, but I feel like there's something from your past that triggered this new feeling for you, this turning over, this wheel of fortune, that you're doing great, and this great attitude. It could be the person that has patted you on the back here, maybe an old teacher, old friend, old family member, maybe someone you ran into over the holidays. So think about that. Something there. I feel like on your mind this week is the 10 of Pentacles. I love this reading. I mean, can it get any better? We've got some repeating numbers. We've got 6 coming out, and then look at now all the tens on the table with 3 10s. Tens are about completion, and the tens that you're getting are about completions in a great way. It's about being at the end. It's like the end of the rainbow, literally here with this. So, the 10 of Pentacles up there on your mind is about long-term wealth and achievement, but it's beyond you. It's about the people that are going to come after you. This is about generational wealth and well-being. And of course, it is a card of Pentacles. If you notice, it is also the tree of life in the shape there. And it's, to me, it's also not just about the material things or the monetary things that you might pass on to the next generations, but it's also like, look at how the grandfather here is petting the dog, and look at how the little boy here is petting the dog. It's the examples of kindness, of giving that dog a pet. It's those moral things that we're passing on to our different family members. And that seems to be kind of on your mind is, those generational things that we pass, tradition. There's lots of things too numerous for me to, but that's on your mind this week. What is just ahead of you this week, Scorpio, is the 8 of Wands. So lots of things coming in quickly. Is this information or these thoughts coming in? Something is maybe triggered some kind of thoughts here. Not only are, you being congratulated down here with the 6, but then the 8. This is like information that comes in quickly, rapidly, things that change. And that's something that's happening in your week this week. What is in your advice position is the High Priestess. So, whatever these rapid things that are coming in, I feel like you're going to intuitively know how to manage, know how to deal with them. You may have had a dream about all of these things that I'm talking about, and I can kind of see a picture here, but it's your life and your situation, and each of you individually, I'm sure, can see some sort of clarity and something I'm not even naming, right? Because tarot is a template and it's the energy that templates over everyone's life. Your situation may be very, very specific. There's something here that comes in again with this High Priestess card, that maybe you had a dream about something and so you took a step to do something. Maybe things are just playing out exactly as your intuition, and you know how to manage things because you just know intuitively what you're supposed to do. So I really like that she is on your side this week. What is beyond your control this week is all the different choices. All right, so 7 of Cups. This is just such an interesting reading here. 7 of Cups. Look at all the choices you have. Make sure you're choosing wisely. There are cups all over this reading. Pentacles as well. I love this reading. Yeah, choose wisely. It's beyond your control, or beyond your control, to have just so many choices. And that always just means choose wisely. That's a luxury, is to have choice. That's something that, if you think about it just monetarily, if you have a small amount of money, it's less of a luxury, of course, to have choice than it is if you have a large amount and you're not really thinking about it. That's way more of a luxury, right? To not be thinking, oh, can I do this? How much money is in my bank account? To where the luxury of like, oh, I know I'm fine, right? So having those kind of choice like that is a luxury. So make sure that you don't misuse that luxury as well. What is your secret desire, or what are you trying to avoid? Is the devil. Well, I certainly hope you're trying to avoid the devil, because the devil comes in. Look how happy this reading is, and the devil just comes in to blow it all to hell, right? So the devil comes in and is whispering in your ear like, oh, you're not successful at that, you're not good at that, you're not it's those things that get into your mind about being insecure. fear of success, those self-doubts that come. And that's what the devil does. The devil gets on your shoulder and just whispers all those negative things. And honestly, Scorpio, you need to be like, not today, Satan, not today. Life is going well. I don't want you in my ear. Out. Just get out and out. If you can fight off those, and if you can fight off those with meditation, I mean, hopefully, I would love to see the temperance card show up, because that just means the angels on your other shoulder whispering very positive things. And the path is right down the middle. Right down the middle is to kind of be cautious of some things. Those self doubts that the devil's thrown in, and cautious but optimistic also. Right, the balancing that angel and devil. So, in your outcome position is the Knight of Swords. So some kind of message comes in very quickly for you. You've got this Eight of Wands here as well. So it looks like some message comes in at the end of this. I feel like you kind of intuitively know. Just don't let that devil get your ear. If you have to meditate and center yourself and just do things to remain positive this week, I would really, really fight this as much as you can. Fight just they're false obstacles that are being placed in front of you, that they're not real. It's not real. Keep your positive energy, because it was just so good until that guy showed up. Right. All right, what's hidden from you at the bottom of the deck is the Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands is, this is many times our card of marriage, but it's about celebration, it's about stability, and that's kind of hidden from you this week with it's just not in your cards this week. You're not really going to be celebrating. You're being recognized a little bit, and that's really good. This reading is more about cups, more about emotion, I would say, and also whatever this message is, and it's also about intuition. It's about really trusting your intuition and not letting the devil get in your ear and overpower those things that you just know because you feel them in your gut. So make sure you're just trusting that this week. All right, let's get you a final message here from the Soul Oracle deck. Also, I want to go back over your overall card, which is a win-win outcome is forecast. So I feel like fighting that devil off is not going to be impossible. And it's just a good week for you. It's a good week. You've got a little doubt that's going to creep in, but we're going to fight that off, right? All right, let's get a final message here from the Soul Oracle deck. Final message for Scorpio. And that message is, don't push the envelope. Don't push the envelope. Let's just let things go this week and see what happens. I feel like intuitively, how things are unfolding. It's almost like, maybe, did you have a dream? Do you have a dream about something, and things are kind of unfolding in front of you? You know how you kind of feel like, I've had this feeling where it's kind of deja vu, where things are happening and you're like, this feels so familiar. And they just continue happening, and it is kind of a deja vu. I've always wondered if we dream things at night sometimes before we actually experience them. So it could be one of those situations. If you've ever had that happen to you, of course, drop a comment down below and let me know. We can start a discussion about it. But I've definitely had those types of premonition dreams where things have exactly played out, and that really blows my mind. It's such a crazy thing to happen. But let me know if that's happened to you, or if you're kind of feeling like, again, like you just know this person's going to call me and the phone rings, right? All right, let's see what you need to do in the way of self-care. What does Scorpio need to do in the way of self-care this week? And the card that you get says Rebel. Okay. It's time to celebrate the fact that you don't fit in. Stand on your own 2 feet. I love that card. Stand on your own 2 feet. And I feel like you are. I feel like, something is happening. There's been some catalyst here in that is brought on by something in your past, something nostalgic. And I feel like it just takes you to this place, and you do feel like you're confident, you're moving ahead. And I do feel like fighting this is not going to be that hard for you. Just meditate through it. Just do all those positive affirmations, and I think you're going to have a great week, Scorpio. So thank you so much for being here. I do hope there was something that you can take away in this reading and use in a positive manner in your life. Of course, if you're comfortable sharing, drop me a comment down below. Let me know, were you feeling this intuitive feeling? Are you feeling that this week? Is there something that did come in from your past that's kind of making you rethink how you're doing things and it is having a positive effect on you. And what methods do you do to fight that devil off when you feel that, when you feel that insecurity and self-doubt and procrastination, those things creep in? Do you have tools that you use that you could share with the rest of us? We'd all like to know, because that happens to all of us. So, Scorpio, again, thank you so much for being here. If you like my reading style, please hit the like and subscribe button. That really helps my channel. I appreciate that so, so much. But more importantly, it'll help you find me next week, and you can come back and we can see where this story goes. I'm kind of excited to know. So, thanks, Scorpio. I'll see you next week. Bye bye.